Hello, it's 11 a.m. Let's begin the webinar. I hope few more guests would arrive and they would join us in the latter stage, say in 5 or 2 minutes. Thank you for joining in time, and I saw few people joining before time, so I really appreciate it. So today's webinar is best practices of injection molded plastics part in design. Myself, Gaurav Harne, I am working at Engineering Technique as an expert in FEA analysis, including simulation, CFD, computational fluid dynamics, and plastics injection molding softwares. So I handle all the simulation portfolios here. So let me go through quick agenda. We will take you through the injection molding overview, then plastic materials overview, correct? Then what are the common defects in injection molding parts that come? How software would help us to better design the plastic parts. And finally, we will go through few models and check out how it actually works in the software, and I will summarize it with a case study. The plastics are everywhere. I hope everybody agrees with me on this part. Correct? The mass use of plastics started in 1950s and has steadily grown ever since. Today, more than 300 million tons of plastics are produced annually. The popularity of plastics is not due to its low production cost, but also its numerous practical characteristics, including low weight, acid resistance, and flexibility. In addition, plastics' flexible properties encourage technological innovations, particularly in the field of medicine, building technology, aircraft, and automobile. Correct? In between, if you have any audio or video error, or there is an error from my end, you can anytime go in the chat window and type it in here. I hope my audio and video is clearly okay for all of you. So in between, if you have any problem, you can just type it in the chat window. Thank you. Moving ahead, the injection mold terminology. I would just like to revise on this very basic topic which we learned during our engineering, that sprue is the passage from nozzle of the injection molding machine to the mold runner system. Correct? So this is the terminology of sprue. Then runner, it is the passage from end of the sprue to the cavity where it connects the cavity and it enters into the cavity. Gate, it is the interference between runner system and the mold cavity. And finally, we have the core, which is the actual net shape of the molded part. So this is a pictorial representation just to brush up your knowledge. The sprue, from where the actual molten plastic enters, then we have the runners, then we have the gates, and finally the cavity where it is the net shape of our plastic part. Advantages are many to produce complex geometry in net shape, that is the shape which is in finished form. It is not like we have to perform some of the finishing operations on it. It is in net shape. Very minimal or none finishing operations are required after the part is manufactured using injection molding. High volume. Hundreds of thousands to millions of parts can be produced per year. I hope you agree on this. That's why plastics are in more and more use in industries nowadays. Fast, correct? Cycle times are in few seconds to few minutes. And low cost per part. Now the cost of per part is very less as compared to other traditional manufacturing process. and detailed feature and complex geometry can be manufactured, right? Small holes or small ribs, right? Such kind of all features can be manufactured in detail. And obviously they are light in weight, they are chemically resistant, they have good strength to weight ratio. So these are the few advantages, or I would say benefits, why plastics are around us everywhere. Right now, few of you are might be working from home, right? Few of you might be working in office, right? So if you look everywhere around you, there may be plastic parts. It may be your mouse, correct? It may be the remote of your AC or mobile, and so on. And a quick introduction to ejection molding machine. The pallets go in here, they are melted over here with this heaters, and they enter into the cavity, and the plastic part come out from here as a net shape of the finished product. Again, there are few stages, correct? So the first stage, the screw moves forward and fills the cavity. In second stage, pressure is held, correct, on the entire system to complete the mold filling to 100%. There should not be any areas unfilled. It should be 100% filled. So the pressure is applied on the tooling, core and cavity, and to compensate for shrinkage also. Then the cooling stage occurs, correct? The plastic in the mold is cooled to the temperature that is safe for the ejection, correct? And finally it is ejected out. So very simple process, very easy to understand process. Now, why plastics materials are only used? Because they are light in weight, good strength to weight ratio, they can be easily customized to any shape, and almost limitless design flexibility. They are chemical inert, that's why they are majorly used in food contact applications. Medical devices we can see is incomplete without plastic material. Few artificial body parts as well as hazardous waste storage, correct? So plastics play a very important role in such conditions where the chemical comes in contact, or where food are to be stored in it. Excellent impact strength, obviously they are aesthetically good and appealing, etc. Now plastic materials are, we all studied this in school also. They are divided into thermosets, which remain in permanent solid stage after they are created, or thermoplastics, they can be remelted back to liquid and they can be used again. Now if I talk about thermoplastics, according to the application, correct, the final application of the product, the plastics are selected. They can be either amorphous or crystalline, correct? So all are having their own benefits, where to use HDPE, where to use LDPE or PP. If you look closely on your regular Bisleri plastic bottle, they have written the plastic name at the bottom, whether it is made up of high density or low density or polypropyl, etc. On any plastic part, the name, either it is amorphous or crystalline, it is written, correct? So you can check there also. Why it is very important to choose the type of plastic, amorphous or crystalline? Because they have their own advantages. If you want to have application in optical, right? So transparency is the main criteria. So amorphous plastics are more transparent than crystalline. If light is to be transmitted from the plastic, then which amorphous or crystalline? So it will help you according to the property which to be used. If you want to create tough or brittle components, then you can choose crystalline for tough, and so on. Now, effects of design, material change on processability, right? So if you increase the wall thickness of your part, so the pressure required to fill will go down, but the cooling time will increase. So these are few of the criteria which will affect your molding cycle, right? If you decrease the wall thickness, if you increase the flow length, for example, the gate is located at one end and lengthwise it is too large, then the pressure will go up to fill the cavity. Adding gates, it will increase the weld lines, but pressure required to fill will be less, right? So these are the few things which we need to keep in our mind when we do certain changes, like increasing or decreasing the thickness of the part, adding gates, either it is made up of one gate or multiple gates, what will be its effect on the part, right? So how to check all these things and what will happen if we don't check all these things? Obviously there would be few defects in your parts, like warpage, right? Because of the uneven shrinkage, warpage might occur when the part is ejected out. So these are the few defects. Air traps may be occurred in your model. There may be few sink marks, weld lines, correct? So these are the few common defects which we need to overcome or eradicate when we create our plastic parts. Shorts, the part will not get completely filled into the cavity, correct? And so on. So these are the few defects in ejection molded parts that might occur. Now there are many unanswered questions whenever you design your product, correct? For the first time in your R&D department and etc., you have many questions like, is it manufacturable, correct? What is the best gate location? Where are the weld lines and air traps, correct? How many mold revisions would be required, right? It has not happened, or it has happened very less time, that the mold is manufactured and the part that comes out is all okay. There may be one or two revisions, correct? And how about the quality, surface finish, rejection rates, and finally the cost? So these are the few questions whenever you design a product. So how to address those questions? So we can switch over to the simulation part. So using the simulation to design better plastic parts. Now coming to our today's agenda, how software will help us, correct, in designing better plastic parts for injection molding. So let me introduce you to the SolidWorks Plastics tool that delivers easy to use simulation for analyzing plastic parts and injection mold. It simulates how melted plastic flows through the injection molding process to predict manufacturing related defects. So you can quickly evaluate part manufacturing while you are in design stage itself, correct? So let's move ahead. I hope most of you would be well aware of the 3D CAD software SolidWorks, correct? So it is very easy to use 3D CAD software. So let me highlight you the product on which I would be working today. Now this is a smoke alarm. It is made up of few components, those are assembled together, right? And few electronic components are also inbuilt. Let me just open it for you so that you can see the interiors. Now designing or CAD modeling in SolidWorks is very easy. You can make use of all the tools to create intricate parts, right? Over here, those are very much needed in plastic part industries, the hooks, the boss, and so on. Now let me open one of the component, the top casing. Yes. And over here, if you look at the top, we have various add-ins, correct? Now 3D CAD is very well known into the industry, but we have various add-ins, like if you want to perform simulation, FEA analysis, if you want to perform CFD, flow simulation, right, like in pumps, valves, Today we would be interested to perform the plastics analysis. So we have the SolidWorks plastics add-in, correct, which you will just like to hit and all your plastics option will be available. So in single window you can do your CAD modeling as well as you can perform analysis, correct. So let me just change the configuration of the model on which I have performed the plastic simulation, and I will take you through the step-by-step procedure how we perform. So over here, if you look closely, first thing we do, we mesh it, correct. We discretize the geometry into equal number of elements. In any FEA software, this is the most basic and first step. Then we will apply the plastic material. Now here is the very good thing about SolidWorks, that we have the database of all the plastics which are available in industry, correct. If you want to sort it by family, in ABS we have hundreds of sub parts, correct. Likewise you can choose, also you can sort by company. If you are using plastics of, for example, 3M, right, or any other company like Dow Chemicals, so all the material property of that plastics are inbuilt in the software. You can directly make use of it, correct. So this is the very important thing. So all the properties like Poisson's ratio, thermal conductivity, right, the melt temperature, the melting point of the temperature, mold temperature, ejection temperature, transition temperature, everything is inbuilt here, correct. Also, if you want to add your own user defined material, so that provision is also available. You can create your own user defined material in SolidWorks as well, correct. So over here I am using a generic material of PC, polycarbonate here. Then you can add mold material also. So all the mold materials are available. So over here I am using steel 420. Again, you can define your own customized mold material. So all the mechanical properties are taken care, correct. Then the next thing, you can decide on few of the process parameters, like what will be the filling time. The melt temperature will be automatically taken from the material. You have defined the mold temperature also. The pressure limit, this value you can change. So according to the limit of your ejection pressure machine, you can define this pressure limit also, and the clamping force in tonnage. So this thing also can be defined. So these are the initial settings what you would be required to give, correct. Then let me jump on to the next, like where will be my molten plastic entering the cavity. So you can define the area, like I want to apply in this location. You can just select the location and apply it, correct. And finally you can run it. So pre-hand I have ran the simulation in respect of time, and let me show you the results. So we can see here, this is my ejection location, and the part is or cavity is getting filled, but if you notice closely, it is not getting completely filled, correct. There is a short occurring in my model. Also other results, like what is the pressure, right, then are there any sink marks coming in my model. Ease of fill is a very good tool which will let you know which area is getting completely filled or easily filled, are shown in green color. Yellow color are the regions which are facing difficulty to fill because of the reduction in pressure of the material, and red color is the warning, correct, where incomplete filling occurs. This will give you a good information whether there are any defects. So right now we can see the part is not getting completely filled here. So not an issue. You can again go back to your modeling, correct. You can change few settings, like for example, if I change the thickness of this part, So I have just created a configuration and I have increased the thickness, right? You can copy all your plastics settings what you have given here to any configurations. No need to define it from scratch. So I have just changed the thickness of my model, keeping all the properties of plastics as it is. So let us see if this would help me or not. So there are various parameters: changing thickness, changing material, changing gate location, changing the all different parameters to have your plastic part designed correctly. So now we can see that in 2 seconds my part is getting completely filled, right? And this was my pressure. And if you go here at ease of fill, so now we can see that my cavity is getting easily filled without any warnings or messages. So various results like sink marks are created. If it falls in your criteria, you can go ahead or you can redesign if the criteria is not fulfilling, like volumetric shrinkage, right, cooling time, and so on. Even you can plot what are the weld lines occurring, right? When the molten plastic flows, the flow front where they meet together, we get welding lines, as well as air traps, right? You all know what the air traps are and how it affects the model. So you can even check where the air traps are occurring in your model and so on. Correct? Now let me check the next part. If I change the gate location, correct? So previously our gate location was over here and we got some results. So very easily I have created various configurations by changing the thickness, changing the gate location, changing the material, and how it will affect the model. Correct? Now keeping a rest condition as it is, I have just changed the gate location now. Correct? Now it is placed at one corner. Previously it was here. So you can choose the best inputs for your model. Again, if I go to the volumetric shrinkage, it increased a bit by changing from this location to this location. You can even look for the pressure, what changes happened, right, or sink marks, and so on. Now what if I change the material? So PC, I will change it to ABS plus PC, combination of plastics, right? Whenever you are designing a new product, there are various ways to check how my product would behave when it is finally manufactured. So there are various this permutation combinations what you can do. Now I am using ABS plus PC, correct? And again you can just run it and check the results. The sink marks or the volumetric shrinkage, it has reduced a bit as compared to the previous analysis what I have done. So this will guide you in creating your tooling, correct, or setting up the injection molding machine properties. Now, whenever we talk about plastics, we usually manufacture them in family molds, correct? We don't manufacture a single component, correct? So this is my smoke alarm top casing and bottom casing, both are available. So let me showcase you the capabilities of family molds if I want to manufacture number of components at a time. Now I have just added a sketch over here for my runner system design, and let me showcase you. You can virtually add your runner as well on this 2D sketch what you have created. And in boundary condition, I have given ejection location at this virtual runner system at this top location. And finally, you can check the results. You can run it and see whether the cavities are getting filled correctly or not, or are there any incomplete filling in the cavities. Correct? Yes. So with ease of fill or with gate filling contribution, so there is only one gate, it is contributing to fill all the cavities together, and rest all settings, like if you want to check the weld lines, the air traps, everything can be checked here. Now if you look closely, whenever I run this, the cavities are not getting filled together, right? The top casing is getting filled before, means it is getting filled first, and then this bottom casing is getting filled. This is also not a good sign whenever you design your plastic parts for injection molding. All the cavities should be getting filled at the same time. Correct? So it might occur uneven cooling, uneven shrinkage of your part because of uneven filling. Correct? So to overcome this, we have a very good feature, runner balancing. So the software is having an inbuilt technology that will balance your runner design so that the parts will get filled, the cavities will get filled at same amount of time. Correct? So let me go here and showcase you the runner balancing setting. Yes. So if you look closely, the software has changed the diameter of runner, right, to incorporate the complete filling of all the 4 cavities at the same time. So you can define what is the maximum diameter, minimum diameter of the overall runner system, and important is the maximum and minimum diameter of the inlets, these inlets. So the software will calculate and adjust the diameters by itself so that the cavities will get filled in equal. This is again a very good tool. Runner design is again a very good or very concept that we need to keep in our mind while we design such multi-cavity plastic parts. Now you can see the uneven filling has been eradicated and they are filling together. Correct? So this is again one of the advantage of this software, that before even designing your tooling for your cavity or for your plastic part, you can actually check it beforehand. Now moving ahead, you can also provide, let me just, yes. So the same part, I have just created the sketch for cooling lines. Correct? So if you want to add coolants in it, so that thing also can be taken care. Right? Coolants can be added to extract the heat from your system. Correct? And also it plays very major role in the cooling of your product. And this will also help you to check the results for warpage. Correct? So if I go to the warpage, yes. So warpage is nothing but uneven shrinkage, right? The shrinkage might occur in X direction, Z direction. So you can select the component. So it will let you know that in X direction. So I'll just highlight the X. Yeah. So this is the X direction. How much warpage is coming. So when the plastic parts come out of your core and cavity of your tooling, it tries to shrink. I am not wrong, correct? So at that time, the original dimension of the part changes because of this uneven shrinkage. So this thing also need to be checked. So this software will let you know what is the warpage coming on your product. So if I change the deformation scale just for visual understanding, let me change it to 7 times. I have exaggerated the results, and you can play the animation as well. Correct? So now you can understand how warpage is occurring on your product when it comes out. Correct? So these are my cooling channels what I have given. So you can provide the coolant material as well. Correct? Also the flow rate of the coolant and so on. So this is my coolant. I am using water as a coolant. The temperature is 30 and you can define the flow rates. So let me just choose one of the coolant. Right? From here you can choose what type of coolant you want to make use. Also customized coolants can be created, so that is not an issue. And the flow direction, the inlet and outlet, you can reverse it if required, right? And the flow parameters, either in terms of pressure or flow rate. Correct. Also we have this very powerful XY plot, which will help you in deciding the tonnage or the pressure required for clamping your tooling, core and cavity. Correct. So in each direction, how much tonnage of force is required for clamping. So again, a very interesting tool. And finally, you can extract a report out of it, right? So all the settings, the results, material properties will be saved in the standard report formats. Correct? So moving ahead, so these are the few results what I have just taken the video out of it, and you can use it for your other internal purposes for sharing in other departments. Now moving ahead, let me explain you this SolidWorks plastic software on this another product. I'll just open it. This is a simple product of Canista. Correct? Now warpage plays very important role in this because it is like a cantilever suspended. This part tries to shrink because of the gravity, because it is suspended like a cantilever beam at the center. Correct? So there were many challenges when I designed this part. How many gates should be used? What should be the location of the gate? Whether hot runner system or cold runner system should be used, right? So there were many challenges. So first let me show you that I have applied the generic material of PP. Mold is applied material. Then the filled settings, I gave the filling time to be around about 5 seconds. Limit, right? Now whenever the ejection machine we have the limit of that machine, that it will take only 100 MPa of pressure, 50 MPa of pressure or 10 MPa of pressure depending on its size. So we can choose all this. Then we have pack settings as well. When the plastic enters the cavity, then we apply the pressure holding time. Correct? Also pure cooling time. So these things can be given. Also you can input pressure profile settings. If your pressure changes with respect to time, you can do that, right? Or time versus ejection pressure. So all these things can be incorporated. Also the warpage. How is the orientation of your product? Either it is in Z direction or in any other direction. for example in X direction. Now my product was in X direction, negative X direction. So likewise you can choose the gravity for your warpage results. Correct? So according to the gravity, your parts would shrink in that direction. Correct? And ejection location, I have placed it here. So I have created this model inside this cavity for ejection location. You can use hot runner system also, as I have used here, and let me show you the results. Yes. Now we can see and check whether it is getting filled or not. Sometimes what happens, the part will get completely filled, but there are few other defects which we should not miss. Correct? Let me go to the warpage. So here we can see there is roughly 9 mm of warpage occurring. When the part comes out of the cavity, it will shrink here. Correct? So this is not a good thing. A warpage of 9 mm is very huge. So let me go to another configuration or another model in which I have used 2 runners here at this equal locations. Correct? Rest all the conditions are same. The gravity settings, the material, the mold, right? The ejection pressure, etc. Only I have changed from 1 gate location to 2 gate location. And then we can check whether the warpage at that internal portion is either increased or it is decreased. It's just loading the results. So in the meantime, you might have any questions. So it is right time that you can type it in the chat window if you have any in your mind. Correct? Okay, so my results are loaded. Again, with the 2 gates location, how is the profile of my molten plastic filling inside the cavity? You can check that. But I am more interested to check the warpage. So let me change the tab. And now we can see the warpage is reduced tremendously to 1.8 or roughly 2 mm. Which is very good sign by using 2 gate locations here. Correct? Likewise, you can change the gate locations, change the pressure limit, right? Change the material and so on till you achieve your desired results. Correct? So this was my single gate and this were the results what I got. So by just changing the gate location, I achieved a good reduction in the warpage rate. So these are the results of changing the gate location on the same component. I hope you understand the importance of changing few inputs would help you to achieve a good results at the end. Now what are the benefits? Like from my entire webinar you might have understood the benefits, but I would just like to summarize. It covers a wide range of ejection molding processes. You can predict manufacturing related defects on parts and molds. You can design it into the SolidWorks, and again you can do the analysis in the same software, so there is no need to actually search for another tool, right? So it is a single window software, I can say, where designing and analysis is combined. Gate designing can be done, runner designing, cooling system designing can be done. Expensive rework of mold can be avoided. I am not telling you can ignore the expensive rework, but it can be avoided to a great extent by doing the plastic simulation first, correct? And obviously time to market. I know the plastics industry, the time plays very important role because it takes many days or weeks or months to create the mold according to its complexity shapes, correct? So it is not an easy task, and not every industry, plastic industry, are having their own mold manufacturing with them. They usually outsource the mold creation to other company, so that thing again takes its own time. So the time to market can be reduced drastically, and wastage, right, resulting into the healthy environment, just to summarize. Now one case study, this Ambix Consulting LLC, which manufactures various aesthetic products using the SolidWorks plastic tools, right, starting from home furnishing to sports industry and so on. So the challenges that they faced were streamline complex ejection mold development to improve manufacturability, shorten development time, and to reduce the cost. So they implemented this tool, and the benefits were many. They cut the mold development time, achieved 95% first shot success on molds, correct? Increased annual molded output from few thousands to 10 million parts, and realized close correlation between simulations and production. Now if I talk about the product SolidWorks Plastics which we are offering, so it has three basic versions like standard, professional, and premium, and according to the application you can choose which one would be better suited for your industry, correct? Now standard, you are able to check all the short shots, filling, weld lines, sink marks, add traps, and so on. If you want to do multiple cavity or runner balancing, if you want to design your runner wizard, right, or inserts you want to provide, so you can opt for professional. And finally, if you go for the premium, it will help you in advanced cooling, warpage, etc. So if you have the premium software, it will have the capabilities of standard and professional. If you have the professional software, you will have the capabilities of standard as well as professional in built, correct? So according to your requirement, you can have a look at this. And finally, if you have any doubts, you can write it to us, or you can reach out at marketing@enggtechnic.com. You can visit our website to check all the blogs in detail regarding to the software, as well as you can call on the number. So I am concluding the webinar. If you have any doubt, you can type in the chat window. Thank you.